So welcome back to the Adventures of Bear Shelter with Vila. I think last time we just killed Dorudugan and we got this thing, which is probably not super useful for our build because I think that's something that sadly works only during fight time, combat only. Some rare things can be prolonged out of combat, but usually you can't, so this one too could be 2 power levels, but never managed to get it working, so I don't think it's possible. Anyway, I think we don't need this one for a while. And this maybe not, maybe yes, but anyway, let's see. As usual, when we start a game session, we try and see if we can manage to have some drag effect. Drags are tricky, so and let's see. So nice. we got a list with the possible good order in which to try assuming drags so they don't overlap each other, so you have to try another one and so on. But in theory, this order could make them all work if you save in between. And like I told a lot of times, I don't think it's a good idea during a real ultimate to save, assume another drag, save, load, assume another drag, save, load, assume another drag, and so on, because this could be considered spamming if you want to submit your real ultimate run, and so better to avoid that. So if you do it once per session when you load the old session, probably you can use that. So using this order, I don't think it's unique, but this is one of the orders I found that in theory should work without conflicting immediately between one drag and another. So we will try to and see if we are able and how many of these drags we can overlap. So Chorus Naft, let's see. We have it, but as you can see, it's negative. It means that the time has passed during the battle. We lost the drag effect, so I did not prolong it enough. So we have to restart from this one, basically. Not good, but we have a lot of drags, so in theory we should have no problem doing it again. At least we can remove the bad effect from the drag crashing. And so this is the one thing I suggest you try to do starting as a game session. So now we have it with the proper improvement to our action speed and deflection instead of having a penalty, so we can prolong it. And while we are trying to prolong things, it's always good to use the boots, because never say never, you may encounter something unexpected, so we also put them on.
That will do nicely.
Get our effects, and we prolong everything. And for people coming by chance here, I'm using all these stealthy tricks trying to make this build able to to be ready for an ultimate challenge where you have basically the enemies which are super high level, and you have also a lot of other challenges which are making nearly impossible to win without using cheesy tactics. So that's something that usually you can do. And basically the number one tactic is to try to prolong good effect some way, because the battles are long, they never end, and the enemies are super tough and so on. There are a couple classes that can prolong things using natural spells like priest, like a single class mage and so on, single class blood mage usually, and also not really prolonging much, but a single class assassin can prolong just one special high level ability, which is making the assassin completely invisible and able to attack from invisibility. So basically it means nothing in game can touch you or win a battle with you while you manage to have that ability always up. So that's the real I think the biggest cheat that has been discovered so far. But anyway, if you want to be able to win the ultimate, so far nobody has been able to avoid using this kind of cheat, prolonging good effects out of fight and forever, basically. So that's it, and we try to do this. Hi Jimmy. We try to do this using the items because we don't have that kind of spot. So basically swapping this thing, not this thing, but this kind of armor with this enchantment, arcane extension, and this amulet, you can prolong the beneficial effect on player. And this way swapping things every time that 10% is added to the duration of your good effect. And if you swap them all together this way, double click the same slot item and another item using the neck slot and the cuirass slot, you can double swap them, so it is faster than using only one. And this way you swap 100 times and you're almost sure that your effect will be prolonged enough time to. Dorudugan is dead. It's not been really difficult. I was expecting even more difficult, but having all this effect from the belt helped a lot, because when I did the ultimate, I did not have all the improvement from the belt. Also, I did not have probably any drag, so I was probably less powerful. It took me more time, but this time it's been easy enough. I think it took me about 4 hours in total, so not bad, considering that I killed Dorudugan just punching it, basically, with this class, which is not something really built to be super powerful with fasts. But basically, when you have the clock healing you from fire and a way to hit the Dorudugan, in theory, you should be able to do it with any class, more or less, with more or less time. I think the one thing important is to have a way to have enough damage per second to overcome the healing that Dorudugan can get from the explosion. Because as probably it's harder. But I think I tried one time with this build using the dagger, giving the raw damage, but it took a lot more time. And I did not try yet killing Dorudugan using the battle axe and the raw damage from the battle axe. But also that could be a good tactic. Basically, you use a middle level battle axe until you break it, and you manage to probably to do some uh, 20 stacks of raw damage, and then when the axe is broken, I think you can still use the fast. Maybe that way you could even need less time, so something like 3 hours. I will try maybe next time, but so far Dorudugan is dead. So next step should be going to probably as a boss, killing the Lich Dragon. But anyway, I'm too late in any case for this to be a simulation, to be in time for the real ultimate, because I invested a lot of time at the start doing some silly fights just to be able to check if this build was able to tackle them, and it's been able. We have been able even to kill the Gorechi Street band at that low level, but it took a lot of time. I think uh, it took me about one day and a half, or even more, to kill the Gorechi band. So I think all these things together, I must be late for a real ultimate, about 1 week late, so I will never be able to finish with the proper right time. But I'm just emulating not having the real Earth's challenge for this reason, so the game does not stop really, because I want to try and see if this build is able, for instance, to make solo for the battles in other islands. Maybe try the Kraken, things that you usually don't do when you do the ultimate. But we will see. I don't have idea how much I will go on with this, but for now, things more or less worked as expected. I was hoping to be a little faster doing the first silly fights, but a low level there's nothing you can do. Just surviving is pretty much. Anyway, so boots are pretty good. I think I found also a nice trick for the future battle with the one that was very difficult with this build, the battle with the Beast of Winter, because it's one of the battles where Villa is usually teleported in the middle of a lot of enemies, and I did not have a easy way to protect her, but with the boots and other things, there are alternative. We could just start the battle from invisibility with the boots, and that would be a way to maybe move Villa a little out of the middle of the fight. But even better, we can just use this thing from the barang, I think. Where is? I found that the magic from, if I found it, because I know I have them, but I don't remember where they are. Maybe The Fangs from Berlanga. I don't remember how they are called. Oh, these ones. Basically, these things give you one use petrified venom, which is working very well with Villa. And so this way, I've seen that I have enough time to jump to the Beast of Winter and start the fight with Villa still to the other side of the chasm. So when the battle starts, she is completely out of fight, and this is making the fight much easier. And this is a trick that has been suggested. I honestly I don't remember who suggested me this trick, using the boots to jump there with Villa still blocked. But I wasn't able to do it in a reliable way because I did not have a way to keep her paralyzed or I was using a scroll of web scroll, so just stop there for enough time. But this is working, so this will be what I try to do probably. This venom from the Spider Empress mandibles is working pretty well for that fight. But we have to do other things first. And also I discovered a very silly things, but that I did not use previously in my ultimate, that you can steal the Crucible token from the lady in the Seeker's Lair Survivor Sanctum. So at the end of the quest you have two of them, so you can recharge them as usual, and you can basically use these once per fight. So it's nothing really changing the game, but it's a kind of help if you have also one powerful enemy, because this is increasing damage and giving you some defense from damage from a single enemy for 1 minute. So better than nothing. Anyway, so we prolong a little more because now we have to do a long sail to an island to the far east of the map. Let's see. Okay, more than enough. And I don't think we have other things worth prolonging for now, because we are already all coming from the least unstable coil prolonged. I think also, how is it called? The Spirit Siphon. I should have also that. It's not not there, but should be somewhere. List. I think it's somewhere here in between the other properties. Must be there. Should give a more action speed, 15%. Yeah, here it is. So basically it is merged inside the improvement that you get from plus resolve. But it's here with the rest of things. So we have everything we can get. Well, if I think about something else, but for now, I have no more
Certainly.
things to add. And probably, I don't know, but Dorudugan is one of the hardest fights until you find a proper way, because it needs special equipment for this build to survive all that fire damage. And let's see. By the way, it is the most powerful enemy defeated, officially defeated so far. So easy to understand why people don't like it very much. From a certain point of view, it's really when you have to say, okay, this build can do it. If you manage to kill this thing, probably the build can do also the rest of the challenge, but there are exceptions maybe, but usually. Okay, so plan. Final destination is starting the Beast of Winter DLC here, but in between, hopefully, we will get some food. I want also to find a point here where there is an encounter with special marine creatures, and if you spare them, you get one bounty from Ondra, I think. So we can get also that. And maybe I could try some naval fight, some there should be some pirate nearby, so we can try that too. Okay, so not sure it's worth trying to finish this part. We have to kill a lot of kids to be able to do that. Not easy. But we have a lot of gold, so not needed. Okay, this. And basically, I think I will get all the food. So we have Shadow Fall for a lot of time, no problem. And one thing that I'd like to know, but I never managed to really measure it, is my impression or when you tend to sail on deeper water, you sail faster. Oh, here it is. This should be one bounty. So we can try the fight just for fun, because we are already late to do the year test challenge in time, so we can just have fun, try this. I will save before, because now say never, but in theory we should be able to win the battle because we have a faster ship and better cannons. Let's try it. Obviously, do this in the real ultimate only if you are pretty sure that you can win the battles, because else you risk a lot. And also there's always luck involved with when you use your cannon, so I think the distance could be good. Let's try and see. Fire. Ah, not bad. And now, usually I jib immediately. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I try to run away. And then I stop hold position. It's a little risky because they can hit you, but at the same time we are ready to hit at the next turn. So they miss, and we have a longer range cannon on this side of the board. Pretty good. And then we jib another time, so we are ready to use the other cannons when time is proper, hopefully. Okay, that's off sail. Hold position. I want to see if they try to fight or if they try to run away. They fight. We can fight too. Hope the range is long enough. Yeah. Good hit. I think we won. Clearly the fight here, and not sure if it is worth sharing the coins, but let's do it. And here is Rudy Rubble. It's a Principe pirate. Don't think I can trade with that. Oh, here it is. So this is the place I was talking about, where you can encounter an intelligent Creature of the Sea, and if you realize it, you get the bonus from Ondra. So first you have to identify it, I think, and we have enough survival to do that. 4 points are enough. We can talk with the crew, but we decide to reach out to the beast's mind because we are a watcher, and decide to let the creature pass in peace. This way we get a slight penalty to morale, but we got a sense of calm, some experience, but especially we got this nice thing, and got his blessing, 2 points of extra constitution, so our current statistics are even better, as you can see. Not bad. '26 constitution currently. And then we point to the destination. In between there should be, we must pay attention because there's an island where we can get a nice weapon to get more damage. We can prolong a nice effect of that and get more damage. Honestly, doing the real ultimate, depending on how much time you have left to do the Iotas challenge in time, you can think about going to that island because it takes a little time to walk there, where the shipwreck having this weapon is, and so you can need about 1 day or something like that for this, and maybe it can be a problem in certain situation where you don't have a lot of days yet, but we are already late, so we will do that. Just to see how to do it, and also what we can get from it. Should be more or less this side of the map. Oh, here maybe. Usually it's a risky place because there are big storm. I think it's easier to do this approach from this side. It's a little longer. We must reach this shipwreck, but we cannot find the sea. We must go here and then walk here. So it takes time, but there are not a lot of different ways to do, because this is the only safe route. As you can see, a big storm here. We don't want to go to the storms. This is a special weapons. Probably it's not good for our class because we cannot. So 3 hours just to look for it, and we find it, but now we don't want to invest more time looking for other things because this is the thing we are coming from, a lot diving woods. So leave, come back here. It takes time, as you can see. Okay, and now we go here, for instance. But basically this thing is one of the special weapons, soulbound weapons, that you can bind with the proper classes, but we don't have a proper class, so we can only use the standard low level abilities, but as you can see, this one should be good enough for us to prolong, because 10%, if we manage to activate this 10% chance, we have lightning strikes, which is a good ability to have enabled. Basically, you gain speed and you can do a little electric damage with your attacks, I think. Not sure only the melee attacks or any attacks, but something good worth prolonging. I think I took a note about it. And this is a suggestion that I received from the thread in the official forums, where we talk about things that is possible to prolong this way. And let me see. Yeah. This ability is getting us quick, which we already have, because we have the an even better ability from the list coil. I don't remember the complete name, but what we get is for 15% damage with weapons, and this is pretty good. So we are aiming for that. And to get that, we must manage to do to hit something with the weapon. We have 10% chance to activate it, and then we can prolong it awfully. So that's something we will try to do. Probably when we reach our destination here, which is basically the starting of the DLC, The Beast of Winter. And here you are. Let's I can check the timings, but we should be pretty good with it. Basically, I think when you have 8 million seconds, you are safe. You have enough duration for the ultimate challenge.
It is you! God, what true! But no, Vatnir, our mentor, foretold you're coming. Did you see? Of course not. Come in. Eat and uncask the beer. The Dusk Speaker has arrived.
Yeah, the dialogue doesn't change much what happens, so
I always thought of the beast as having 4 legs.
An aurochs, yes. But with the torso
not
of a
sure
man.
it's worth stealing.
Exactly. Wait, what say? How can God have torso of man and body of orcs?
He is a god. He can be anything.
I shall make it so. It shall open to me. I fear not.
food,
Sharp eyes and
better
keen
to
ears.
wait.
As you like.
Water. Maybe. It could be better to wait also for that, but alcohol should
You are the Dusk Speaker, aye?
be good.
I
And
could-
here we
there's
can
another
get a
group.
couple
They make it
quests
very-
here,
another group
not
of-
really
they're from,
important
well, only
because
Nivadir things that
we can get
finally good. The pilgrims keep. Was there something?
anything good from the
I'll have you know,
experience. We
I've been
already
here for a
have
solid, strictly.
all of it. Just if you want to do some quest, you can.
Silence surrounds me.
Okay, same thing. We can take things like meat before leaving the island. Maybe alcohol, we can take it because it lasts for long. Can we craft something? Shark soup. And if things go well, we don't need to eat anything new, so okay, well, let's go and see why they are calling for us here.
Go! Go!
Here's something. I shall make it so.
Oh, nice thing. 2 greater ice blight. A figurine.
And why shouldn't we fear death? A return to life, cleansed of to fail. But the beast, but it seems... Look upon the Dusk Speaker, and be glad I present to you
There we are, the
in
Dusk
whose wake
Speaker.
fell the
We can
hooty
talk.
throne, and whose very full you're coming now.
And then it happens.
The messenger returns. Go forth and bear witness to his message.
He's back. He's back.
Don't leave me behind.
He's here for me.
So they are saying he's back. So maybe I was thinking Nerischyrlas to be a lady,
The
a lady
messenger
dragon,
awaits
but
you. I shall follow close behind.
I think that's her name. But now you have to go out and
As you
fight.
like.
So that is what we will try to do. We could also look for the secrets of Vatnir, but not really needed. But before the fight, maybe let's check our situation. So we have already prolonged the each kill fed his fury, which is really great, something I did not use in my previous ultimate, but really worth to invest some point to reskill your chanter part to get this this effect and prolong it, because these 5 points in 3 different skills. You have 5 points in might, in constitution, and resolve. So these are stacking with the points coming from standard coil abilities, so pretty good to have them. After you get them and prolong them for infinity or something like that, you can respec. So that's probably something that we want to do if not already done. Let me check. Yeah, we still have it. So next step before doing the battle will probably be to respec, because we don't need any more to trigger this. We have it already prolonged, so we could use something better, like I don't know, something more on the Cypher's side, or maybe give getting the second level of the wounds, something like that. So I will respec.
The messenger arrives. Hurry up!
Oh, we
lest
cannot
you miss
now.
this majestic fury.
We must do the battle first. Okay, my mistake. We will do that after the battle.
He returns! He returns! So close.
Such grace! Such majesty!
No! Don't leave! Come back!
Here is the messenger. Basically, you have to kill the messenger a couple times to to finish the quest. And with this first time is where you understand how to do it. Basically, the hard thing about this enemy is that I think when he's halfway with the when he's blooded, it will cast 2 powerful mage spell to get defenses much higher. So it would be better to find a way to avoid that, to stop and interrupt possibly the dragon before that point. And this is one thing. And another thing is the dragon is casting a powerful mage vampiric spell, which is doing corrode damage in a small area, and especially draining health from your summons or yourself if you are hit. And so also try and avoid being hit from that thing a lot. This is more or less the strategy. And obviously, like every time, we try to keep Villa far from the battle for obvious reasons. And with the boots, usually finding a way to do it is much easier. We can, for instance, well, place a trap, not really needed, but just run there, start the conversation and run away. I think we are still sneaking with the boots, not sneaking, hidden. and it remains the fact that the enemy will be red, so ready for battle, but still we will not be in battle. So we must also find a way to start the real battle. And usually we use a trap for that, but that will mean that Villa follows us until we place the trap, and then Villa starts going back. But maybe in this special battle it's just simpler to run there, start the conversation while still invisible. We use, for instance, a bomb and run away. Hopefully when the bomb is exploded, we and Villa especially are far away enough that we are not risking anyway for Villa to be hit by the long range spells of the enemy. So this is more or less what I try for this battle. Alternative would be probably using a trap, but so I will prepare with things that we would want to do. So a dragon. I think this special dragon is a vessel, so it could be good to use this one. We want our armor as usual. I hope he's a vessel. I think so. So we have more accuracy from that. For the same reason, we can keep this one. 1 point of perception. Is not a beast for sure, because it's some kind of undead. And this is giving us 3 points of accuracy, but it will also good to use this one. Where it is. Because usually dragons are sensible to piercing damage. Not completely sure about this one, but I think so. Okay, so I'll try this. And we don't need this cape anymore. We can use this one. Reflect against spells. Could be good. Or this one. 1 perception. Always good. And I think more or less that's it. Maybe we can set our what time is it?
Oh, very nice.
Oh, 20. We could use a torch probably, as we have a slot available here. So let's do it this way. Or maybe we could use this. I think well, let's try this way first. Should be enough. Okay, so maybe here we could use a trap, but hopefully we will not need it. Some more scores of health. And important thing, I want a boom. This one could be good because it's giving blinded and burn damage, which is something that this dragon should be very sensible to. So I will use one of these. Okay, let's try it. Let's save and see what happens. So we run just here and start talking, then use the boom or run away. Let's see what happens. What are you doing? And dialogue. Start the fight. We are still invisible. We can we must do it fast. We click here and shift click immediately back to safety. So zoom away, click, shift click, run away. Oh, and we are with Villa. I did it wrong. I should have started from stealth. So we can try to survive, but I will just redo it because this is a test round for a reason. I did it wrong. Let's try again the proper way. This time we do the same thing but from stealth. Hopefully we will keep stealth, so Villa will stay there. I'm not sure this will work, but let's try it. So we will try this way, see what happens. But I think we could... Oh, we go out of stealth. So we must be very fast going into stealth again if possible. So this way. Okay, now let's try it again. Villa, come here.
To whispers and shadows.
So it's a matter to have her far enough so she's not terrified. And then we can manage to save her some way. We still need a scroll, but one scroll is something we can use to have her safe.
I shall.
Okay, now she's here. Battle is started. What we want to do is have this enemy possibly come here and get Villa terrified. So for now we can disable the skeletons. We can prepare our summons, but essentially we want to have Villa terrified from this enemy. So we will try to speed things a little. Okay, now she's here. She should survive because she's almost out of magic.
Yes.
We should be healing her too. Yeah. Not this one, this one. She's near that. Talk too soon. Ah, no. That magic is too powerful. Okay, famous last words. You have to heal Villa more than once. Probably that's a way to run away fast enough and have not been hit by that spell. Let's try again. So I will prepare the not aggressive chant. Let's see if we have time to run away without the dragon noticing. Okay, start talking. Bye bye. Sneak. Go this way. Come here, Villa. Good. Now, go here. Let's see. Run. Villa, run away. No.
Yes.
No way, but we can invest our scroll. And this time we have also the ancient memory running. We should be able to keep her alive. And while we wait for this thing to come here, we can summon the... So, all of these to avoid having to place a trap and doing other risky things. But we just want for these summons to get this enemy near Villa. And we could kill this one because it's absorbing the dragon. It's absorbing his health. So okay, Villa is out. She should be terrified in a short time. Right. Now we can stop this one.
Spot on.
Right. Oh, not stopping that.
Indeed. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, now Villa is terrified. She will not move anymore. We can start the real battle.
Yes.
We can turn the skeleton zone. And we can use the disengage to get a lot of damage and give the damage back to the enemy. Because we are the Pain Link spell on the summons.
Yes. Yes? Yes? Oh, indeed. Perfect. Got to try something else. Spot on. Yes? Well, that's not it. Oh. Got to try something else.
And that should be it. So basically it's a matter of starting the fight in the proper way, keeping Villa safe.
What is happening?
Because
Where is Vatnir?
with all our abilities, it's easy to interrupt the dragon, and
I shall make it so.
the one problem is Villa, as usual. An alternative could be using a trap, I think. And the trap,
As you like.
something I'm not sure the other zombies out there for the trap, but this way.
I shall make it so.
This way should be safe enough. Maybe pay attention that Vila starts running away
You must be our honored
as soon as
You're said to
possible,
come,
and that
Shake
she's
off. If there is
far
anything you
enough from
require,
the
you
dragon.
need but ask. I will strive to deliver. Oh, and before I forget, a welcoming gift.
Have you
He's
seen
not in the
that
chapel.
near?
He didn't follow the
Near
what I have is
supplies. And we can respec. So, as usual, we want to be ready for the final time when we have to swap our boat with the ship, the ghost ship, to reach Kaiser, and for that we need 17 points of where it is, diplomacy, and 15 points of metaphysic to avoid the very dangerous fight with the crew of that ship. So we want that. We don't really need to have them in a short time, but I think it's better just to set so you are sure you get them in the proper way when time is proper to use them. So basically we get a couple of metaphysics from our standard pet here, and I think maybe there's you can get another one from a cave, but to make things simple, I'd say we want 15-point metaphysic, including the cat, while we could get just 15 of diplomacy, because we can get, for instance, this ring and get another 2 points. So, and we could use other things, but okay, I'd say to make things simple, 15 points both in metaphysic and diplomacy. The rest
That will do nicely.
depends on what we want to do. Okay, so we start with diplomacy, and then we start here. We want also mechanics. We want to be able to open chests when we go in places with interesting loot, so this way. Now, ability for one class. We start from essential things for both classes, and the Cypher has the monastic, which is always good to have, because oftentimes we are able to hit things with very high defenses with this without breaking weapons. And another point in mechanics, another point in diplomacy. One class. For the same reason, it is very useful to have arms bearer, because we can use different slots. We don't use the slots very much to have different weapons to attack. We use them to have different weapons and use them with the special abilities of the weapons, like the the Saber, the Scimitar with the Chill Fog, and the one with giving us one empowered chant for free and so on. But more slots are good. So more mechanics, more diplomacy. Okay, both classes. Now we can start choosing things depending on classes. So first thing for a chanter, I'd say this one. And for our cipher, we can get well, there are a lot of them good, but this one always good. Penetrating visions for our spells. And we can get, well, we usually do not really need them often, because this build with all these powers usually is managing to hit the enemy even without lowering the defenses, but always good to have a way to lower them. And another point of mechanics, another point of diplomacy, and we keep on using cipher spells like this one. This one is very good because if you have an enemy hard to target, for instance, we have used this a lot with the Awani OF fights, because this way you have a cheap spell able to target will, and if it lands for cheap, it is able to lower resolve by 10 points. This means that you will lower the enemy will a lot and be able then to probably land this one, which is our most powerful spell, giving us 20 more accuracy and 20 points to all defenses, and lowering also intellect, perception and so on. But to land this one with super difficult enemies, you have to use this one fast, often, and this one is much cheaper, so we can spam it until it works. So pretty important. And more mechanics, more diplomacy. Another important spell, Mind Blade. This spell is great when you have a lot of low level enemies you want to hit, and it's also very good with few tougher enemy, but if they are not too many, if you have a couple enemies still to kill, this spell is great because the blades are jumping in between the two targets and they do enough damage. And also this spell is probably the easiest one to target because it has a very long range and it is just jumping around automatically, so it is to work. And if you have good accuracy, good penetration, it could be enough damage. So, good spell. General purpose damage spell. And more mechanics, more diplomacy. Both classes, we can finish upgrading our revenge. This spell is great. This spell is probably the best damage spell for a chanter because it is made by multiple rays of electricity, so they have a cone range, so if you use it on multiple enemies you can hit them all, but if you are using it on a single enemies, all the rays go to that single enemy. So you never waste any spell potential. Always good damage. Also electric damage, which is something usually working pretty well. So we want that. And for our build, this spell is also important because there's a fantastic synergy between using the Chanter Summons and the Pain Link spell. This spell is giving our summon 25% damage given back to the enemy. So it's like having 25% always hitting riposte on your summons. So the more damage the summons get, the more damage they will do back to the enemy. This way you can basically kill things like the fire dragon when you are still not so powerful without risking much, because this will do a lot of damage without you having to do melee fight with that powerful kind of attacks. But it's always good to have, because in any case you use this spell on your summons and forget it, and they will get damage and they will give some of that damage back without you to do anything. If you invest your time on fine moving your summons, you can even get better results, because you can make your summons disengage if possible, and this way the damage will be much more, but it depends. I love this spell. I think it's great to have. So this is another one, and I think I want to get about 12 or 13 mechanics to be able to open everything. And then we will, we have a lot of good spell for the cyber side. I think that's the one. I always say this, the one problem with this build is you have too many good spells, so you have always to sacrifice some of them. But honestly, all in all, this one, you don't use it very much at this kind of level and power, because we have now all the improvement from the belt, and so we have powerful statistics. Also we have bonuses from the pools and so, a lot of things. But there's always a time when you have to save Villa from an enemy which is trying to kill her from low range, and this spell can help a lot stopping an enemy. So good to have anyway. Also, to complete the similar spell we have from the Chanter side, which is going against might. So we have stun effect from the Chanter side to control the enemy, and we have paralyzation from the Cypher side. This way we should be able to control enemies which are not completely immune to this kind of effect. At least to slow them. So this is good. And then we want another thing to decrease enemies' defenses if needed. This one is going against Fortitude. 12 mechanics. We have the glows giving us another 2 points, so we reach 14. 1 more point from a lockpick. In theory we can already open 50 level chests, but there are, I think, some chests around with 16, so I will invest another point here. And another good, extremely good spell for a Cypher, Secret Auras. Again, we don't use this as often as at the start, but every now and then this spell is great because it's giving the enemies frightened and sickened. That means, for instance, with enemies using robust or things like this, you can reduce their healing, and this is great. And with enemies using powerful abilities, if they are not resistant to this kind of attack against resolve, you can manage to avoid them to use the abilities, because frightened can manage to do that if it is not resisted. And if it is resisted, I think the 3 points less power level is still working, and the resolve too, so good to have. Okay, mechanics, I think we are ready now. Well, I think a little stuff is never bad, because when you place a trap and you go out of this invisibility from the boots, a little stealth is still something useful. Last point in diplomacy. Both classes, we want to upgrade this one, because we get simply more accuracy, but this accuracy bonus is a huge 15 point of better accuracy with this spell. That means that we will able basically to always hit, and only enemies which are immune to or critical resistance to this kind of effect will be able to avoid it, because we will almost always hit with this kind of accuracy. So pretty worth investing on the upgrade, in my opinion, because this spell is great to control the enemy and also doing decent damage. It's against reflexes, so pretty easy to hit and hit out. Okay, Cypher now. Cypher, honestly, the 4 level doesn't have some incredible spells for this build, because we are playing solo, so this one is not really giving us anything. Sadly, we cannot target Villa with this spell, as playing with the Cypher would be much easier for the ultimate like challenge, but doesn't work with Villa. So basically we can skip this row and choose this one. In my first experience with this build, I was choosing this and finally this. This is cheap, so you can spam it at low level. This is powerful because it is working on an area, and so it can save you when you are surrounded by enemies at the start of the fight and so on. But honestly, lately I'm preferring just this one instead of the two, because this one has the same power of this. It is giving dominated. It has not the area effect, but it has a much longer range, so it is much easier to land it from the distance or at the start of the fight with distant still enemy. And it is much better to dominate than to use simple charm, because first charm can be resisted, while if this one is resisted, you still manage to land charm. And when it is not resisted, you can keep hitting the enemy, the dominated enemy, and the enemy will just die with your spells, because you can use disintegrate on the enemy, you can use any attack on the enemy, and the enemy will keep staying dominated. So much easier to get rid also of the enemy this way, and the enemy will oftentimes fight for you. So pretty powerful spell. And one more point of stealth, we start increasing metaphysic. And we want also hammering foes from the Cypher side, because this one is giving us 1 point of penetration with any weapons, which is obviously something pretty useful with this kind of difficulty. And one more point of stealth, metaphysic. And I think it's time to invest on our Chanter side. An essential thing is having one not aggressive spell, because there are situations where you start the fight and you want to be stealthed, and this way you are sure that your chants do not give advice to the enemy that you are there, in short. So this is the reason at least one not aggressive chant is, in my opinion, needed. We could choose this one, we could choose another one, but I think this is also useful to keep Villa healed in certain situation. So I choose this one. And then we want this one to reduce enemy affliction if needed. Stealth, okay, and metaphysic. Both classes. Now, Chanter side, we could choose the wombs. Wombs are, in my opinion, always useful, because there are some enemies which are immune to piercing, so enchanted weapons do not work very well with them. So we could choose the ox, but we can already do that kind of damage with our fasts, so I think it's better to have fire. Also, the wombs are pretty good because they are very fast. They can fly over water, so they always have speed and the fire damage they get is useful. Also, if they are used to disengage from the enemy, they can get hit for a lot of damage, and they can give back a lot of damage using the Pain Link spell. So I like them a lot. And here we start with great spells from the Cypher side. This one is the best. This spell is absolutely great. 20 more points of accuracy, 20 more points all defenses, 8 points intellect damage for enemy, 8 points perception. So nine, 10. Okay, let's do another one. Metaphysic. Okay, so usually I would choose this one, Tactical Mail. This one is great to have because it's giving you aware, and also it's giving aware to one of your summons. At this point of the build, when we have infinity for duration of our abilities from the coil, we don't need aware anymore. We already have it for the player, so this spell is not more important. So I think I will use something else. It is true that we could give aware to one or more of our summons, but honestly I think we could invest the slot in something else. So same for this, because it's true this one is also giving charmed to a range of enemies, but this one we can spam 2 of these instead of 1 of these, so more or less we already have a similar way of controlling the situation. So I will just keep these 2 Cypher spells, and instead we could choose something from the Chanter's side, and I will choose this one. You may think, well, you have a lot of enemies which are immune to interrupt. This is true, some big bosses are, but a lot of minions are not, and some boss is not. And this spell, coupled with the interrupt on critic hits that we get from the abilities from the coil, is really devastating with enemies which are not immune to interrupt, because basically one run of this one is stripping all concentration automatically to the enemy. So basically if we manage to interrupt the enemy, it will just work without problems. So I think it's something that you don't always use, but it's a nice chant to have. So all in all, I think it's a good one. And then more stuff could be good, but maybe 1 point of athletics would not be bad. At least 6. Also Arcana could be useful. Okay, same reasoning here. We can invest on the chanter side, and for this level I think I will invest a point in having better womb summons, because having good fire damage is never something bad. Athletics, Arcana. Both classes, we get this one. This one is very good if you empower it, so very easy to hit. And we want this one because disintegration against tough enemies is devastating. And now we want this one, mostly for a reason. When we use the Chill Fog Scimitar, we want to hit once if possible, and we want that hit to directly kill our skeletons with just one hit if possibly. So having more penetration from the sub attacks is good for this reason mostly. Also, we don't have penalty from the usual penalty from having increased recovery time, because we have 0 recovery from Scordio's Edge ability, so not a problem. And more Arcana. And finally we reach 15 metaphysics, so diplomacy and metaphysics. We are ready for that encounter. Okay, we go. Okay, I think I will get the empty soul anyway, because this is also one important thing for the cipher. Cipher spells always start from something targeting mind, targeting will. So having this 10 points accuracy with cipher spell targeting will is always great, because this will make us more easily land. This will make us even more easily land this one, and when we have landed this, we start being able to hit almost anything. And now, okay, 1 point of stealth just to be safer. And now we can choose something else here, like survival or history. Survival. Okay, this is honestly a point where I have some doubts, because this is a nice spell, but I find that I don't use it often. The situation where I'm surrounded by enemies are pretty rare. Basically it happens only when there's some kind of ambush, because else I'm able to control the battlefield and I am rarely surrounded by enemies. So this spell is not so often used compared to this one. So at this point, maybe this one could be better. it's a great spell. The reason why I say it could be better is because for 10 more points I can use this one usually, and this one is giving raw damage and distracted for a lot of seconds, so oftentimes I choose I can always use this spell, because if I cannot target directly the enemy, because this spell is able to target only vessel and spirits, but I have my summons which are vessels, so I can always target my summons, and more or less it's the same thing, because the damage, area damage around my summons will be still there, so we can damage the enemy anyway. So even if I use this one can be useful, because, well, 10 points less, and also when we want to prone enemy, it could be good. Also, for enemies which have lower fortitude than willpower, could be useful, but just to have one. And one more arcana. So survival. And obviously here we choose the country is bleeding, because they are the best summons we can get. Simple as this. And from the cipher side, this one I already told why. Because this spell is doing powerful raw damage and giving distracted to a big area for a good time. So basically you can replace completely this low level spell, because distracted is like flanked, and also you do this big damage which cannot be resisted much. It's completely bypassing any armor, and only enemies with very high will resistance can avoid it. So this is a good spell for this build. Again, that's because we have the summons, so we can always use this spell, because our summons are often vessels and we can use them. And we could put 1 point in history. And the final spell, it would be nice to be able to use this one, for instance, but this one is one of our most powerful spell, if not the most powerful, because for this build, this spell means we can manage to control even difficult battlefields. I think about the fight with the oracles and things like that. With this spell you can spam a stream of skeletons, use them as a target for your for this spell, for instance, or simply use them as a target for your scimitar, giving the chill fog, or just use them to keep the enemy occupied in general. So pretty good. Not sure I can use these skeletons as a target for this spell, but we have also the ancient instruments of that anyway. But these skeletons are great because they can really also, for instance, it seems something unbelievable, but this kind of skeletons alone can save Villa from being hit by the electric damage in the battle with Sigil Master Auranic, because if you summon all these skeletons and the other summons, normal summons, basically all the spells coming from the pillars are going to hit them, and they will rarely manage to hit Villa. So the skeletons alone are able also to do something like that. And as final ability here, okay, this could be good. We could lower the armor, I think, of the enemy. But honestly, as experiment, I think it's good to have this one, because this one is able to cause bleeding wounds on hit. So we could use an axe, even a medium level one or a low level one. We will break it during the fight, but with this ability we can stack 10, 20, 30, it depends on the time the weapon the weapons can stay without breaking, but we can stack a lot of raw damage on the enemy, and in this case could be good. We use the axe until it breaks, but when the axe is broken, the enemy already has a stack of raw damage, and then we can use our punches as usual. But this way, very tough enemies could be probably a little faster to kill. I did not use it a lot so far, but I want to do some experiment with this. And that's it. So I talked a lot about this respecking, but I think it's important because there are reasons under what we choose to use or not to use anymore. So I think pretty important. And I think we are done here. We can put our boots on again.
Oh, very nice.
Prolong a little, as usual. So we need some kind of cuirass. This one, this special one, and swap. And then we must not forget the all important thing. When you respect, always remember to go here and prepare your chance, because if you forget it, you start the fight and you have no more a way to renew your enchanted resources, so you cannot summon anymore and so on. So you're dead in short, and better to do it as soon as possible before forgetting it. So this will be a general purpose. So we start summoning skeletons to be somewhat protective from the first enemy attack. Then we use this to strip all concentration from the enemy. And then more skeletons while we think about what to do. And one a little more prudent. Something like this, we keep on summoning, but we also want to some healing for Villa and for ourselves. This one is for battles where this one is not useful, so just a stream of skeletons. And this one is when we need to stay stealthed or we need to heal Villa from dangerous things or damage. This one also, for instance, is very important in the battle with the... There's a battle in the Black Island when you have to battle with a machine which is moving a damaging projector, some of damaging ray, and this ray is oscillating in the room, and when it hits a Villa, this chant is able usually to heal her while you are busy doing some other things, which is hitting the enemies, so pretty useful in that case. And also we use it because this is not aggressive, so we can use this chant and keep our stuff when the battle starts and invisibility from the boots is not working anymore. And that's it. And we choose this one by default, so not aggressive, and we should be ready. So let's go and talk with our friend, which is probably hiding somewhere.
As you like. What have we here? I shall make it so.
And so we try.
I'm not hiding, I don't know what to say.
Okay, so
each time it comes,
maybe
further. I didn't know how to
for
end
a
it.
powerful ultimate round, we could want to kill him. Not sure about
because you're coming to the
get
Deadfire.
his robe.
It's not that I growing to those of us.
But I don't want to do
I
that.
became the leader. Our elf of you, they. Of course, the tail pat. I said the lie was more successful. This place is no. What I do, perhaps it's because of the like the frost to the so the stone. What?
Okay.
I'm not. I need to.
Can we?
We'll need to ascend the cliff above.
The messenger has fallen. Dusk Speaker.
What? Where are you? Where is Vatnir? But would you have?
Of course, Dusk Speaker.
I should.
Okay, so now we need to go to the temple.
As you like.
this. Can't take that. Okay, so are we still stealthed? And as you can see, the chant giving us the 15 points is still working. Even if we don't have the chant in our list anymore, it is still working. And this is pretty great because 15 points in your stats are not something easily found as well. So, shadow. We can prolong it a little more because it will take some time to climb where we have to go.
That will do nicely.
Should be enough. Okay, so we prepare our weapons, our models. In theory, we could prolong also the elemental inductions, but sorry, there's another ability we could get, entropy shield from the staff. It's easy to prolong. We just have to hit ourselves, for instance, with the missiles from the glows, and we get 5% damage reductions, increasing with metaphysics, so basically more than 10% less damage. Problem is, this thing is only working while you have the staff equipped. As soon as you have no more the staff in your slots, in your weapon slots, this is disappearing, and honestly not worth, because we want to use other things often. So, but for a build which is using the staff, always using the staff, it could be worth also having that enchantment. But anyway, let's go. If we do the real ultimate, and surprise, surprise, we did not kill this undead for good. And so basically we could run around, get more quests here. In theory, okay, let's do it. We are already late with the run, so we can see the quests. Anyway.
Good that you're fellow traveler. You don't know of Rimeshyrlas? It's a bit. Yeah, alcohol. Is there aught you require? The world's.
We can buy also 2 quill leaf, very precious for our scrolls. But mostly we can get.
Developed that. Is there aught you require? I did, and I am. No?
To brew the perfect.
Why bother if it isn't? I'm under no ill. Why lose sleep over triviality? We brew
needing
it serves
some ingredients.
I've more than half a mind to add it.
If we want, we can look
Were you
for
too
those
hard? I'll accept as much of the stuff as you can bring me.
ingredients. Not really something needed, but
Sharp eyes and keen ears. I shall make it so.
just to see the quest. Oh, we can also get a frost boom. Oh, we can get also the fish. We can steal something.
Silence surrounds me. As you like.
Let's take things. Don't know if we come back
Sharp
here.
eyes and keen ears.
Can we talk?
The truth has been revealed. That you see anything that interests? They may come out a bit. Use this. What
We
fool
can
would not
talk,
want to take a look for
buy
you?
something. But we should be okay with food. Let's see. Okay, save. We are ready here. And we can start climbing. It takes time. I think it's always better to use the ice peaks. So 2 hours are passing. Nothing we can do about it.
When are we going to Ukaizo?
And now let's take a look at the map, if possible. We are still stealthed, so basically...
To whispers and shadows.
Let's see. We could just try to sneak or jump away and go directly down. That's a faster route. But we may also want to loot here. First, because we are invisible, we have the boots, and that's pretty good to go around safe and steal things. And we could also want to kill some of these enemies for fun, or to try and reach the next level with this weapon. Because we should manage to kill 25 kids, which is not so easy. And this place is full of kids, so could make that thing a little easier. So basically, should you do it on a real ultimate? It depends. You should count how your time management is going. If you have a lot of time still to finish the ultimate round, try it. If not, better to just skip and sneak away, go to the temple. We will try, but first we try to loot everything, because that is probably one thing that is always good to have, because it takes doesn't take a lot of time while we are stealthy with the boots. It is something needed for this kind of thing, but we still should have lots of time. So if you are doing the real ultimate, you cannot see how much time you have, so be sure to prolong the
Certainly.
boots a lot, but when you are sure, you can just do something like that, and nothing,
Trouble.
even the sigil of death, will be able to detect you. So
Trouble.
you can just steal
What have we
things
here?
without
I shall make
any
it so.
problem.
I can get it to spill its secrets. It shall open to me. It's done.
And also explore the
Trouble.
surroundings.
Trouble.
And tada, we have found the
Trouble.
ward against the sigil of death, if we want. So you can just run away and get the loot and then
I
go
hear
to the
something.
temple if you... Ooh! I was
As you like.
creeping on the track. Or you can just do the battle. But I think it's always worth to get the loot because you can run and get it. Also, these boots could be useful. Yeah, not bad. So, are we still started? Yes, we are. So, we get some more trap.
I
Some
shall
more
make it
loot.
so.
Also here. And then we can decide if we want to do some battle. Normally you would have to destroy the sigils to do the battle. You could just eat the death thing, I
Sharp
think.
eyes and keen ears.
So at this point you decide, do you want to invest the time doing the battles? We will do it just for fun. Honestly, doing the real ultimate, I don't know if it is worth. It depends. If you have time to spare, maybe do it, but else just get the loot and then run to the temple. Another way to, if you don't have the boots for some reason, you can manage to jump using the where are they? The bounding boots leap. You can, if you have two of them, you can recharge them, and or you can just use them with sparring them. But when you're here in theory, you can, from stealth, you can jump from here to a place where the sieges are not able to damage you, and then you can sneak away. But with the boots, with the slippers of the assassin boots, it's much easier. Anyway, let's try this battle, see what happens. So I think first thing,
I shall.
well, I will use this anyway. So one is for the sigil of pain and one is for the sigil of death. And they last until you sleep, and in theory we should never again have to sleep. So now we should not be sensible to these pillars, but I like to destroy them anyway, just to be sure. So basically, the problem here is always Villa. So we want to start the battle while Villa is still started. And as usual, get some more stuff. Maybe. More or less. Maybe this one. But more or less it's the same. One perception. Resistant to resolve afflictions. We should have also the bad. Accuracy against beasts. Oh. And the trap, like this one. Okay, so let's see. Probably better to I want to destroy the sieges anyway, because they are annoying for the summons. So we will use the fire amulet, fireball amulet. And the ring, where is it? Yes.
That will do nicely.
We want to see what happens. Oh crap, I did something silly here.
That's not it.
Don't do that. I think I cannot really manage to win this battle. I know. No. Don't do that. Don't have Villa go out the stuff. I'm not enough concentration for this. I will try just once more, but if I don't manage to keep Villa stealthy at the start of the battle, it is not worth. So, when you try to destroy the sigils, pay attention. If you go out of stealth, be ready to go on stealth again. But if you stay on stealth, don't click that button because you will go out. Also, one thing I forgot is every time you use a fireball to hit the sigil, check if you have shadow form, because if you don't have it, better to enable it again. So let's do it. Fast fireball, destroy, go on stealth again.
Indeed.
Enable the boot again. I forgot this, and it's pretty important.
Oh, very nice.
Because then we can use another fireball from safety. More or less. Right. And let's do it. So in theory we are under the shadow form again for enough time to use another fireball on safety. Need another time, but this time I managed to start the battle. No. I'm doing a lot of arrows, so better not touch that stealth button, because it's easy to do a mistake and click it one more time, and just I think it's better just to launch the fireball and sneak away.
Yes.
Probably easier things are always the best one. So I will use the standard click, shift click away like this, and then I will use go to shadow when I am a little more distant. So boots again.
Oh, very nice.
Couple of prolong. Another fireball. But with the shift click, so we got away, so click, shift click, ready to go to start. And one is gone. Probably this one we can do it from this on this side. Ooh, we are immune, but that thing is seeing us even from stealth. Better to use the boots again. Anyway, this thing is not so easy to do. You have to pay attention to your stealth, not make mistake, probably not walk. But we started, so we try to finish it.
That will do nicely.
And the same thing more or less here. We do the shift click thing on this one. So click, shift click away, stealth. Equip the boots again.
Oh, very nice.
Couple of seconds. And we should be now able to destroy this thing. Click, shift click, stealth. And now I think our summons could go this way without being damaged by the pillars. Okay, so we want this. We don't want this anymore. We want this. Put the boots on again.
That will do nicely.
Learn the style. Little more. And this time we can use a trap because we want to start the battle. Can we manage? Not really. Oh crap. No. Too risky. This battle, honestly, I did just skip this part in latest tries because it is much easier, but I wanted to be able to win this battle.
I shall.
So now we know how to do, but it's a little tedious because I did not save. So click and shift or run away. So I can start from here maybe. Okay. Click, shift click. Ready to go stealth, mostly for Villa. Equip this.
Oh, very nice.
Couple, prolonging. Put this again. So this one is done. Stealth.
That will do nicely.
In theory, we should be on shadow now. Yeah. Oh, couple seconds more.
Oh, very nice.
Click, shift click away. Ready to stealth. boots.
That will do
Auto
nicely.
menu. Prolong for a few seconds. Click, shift click, stealth. Hang on, this time I will save because I'm doing silly mistakes. Now we need to place the trap, but we must find a better strategy because our stuff when the enemy is going over the trap is not enough to run away safely. So Raven Dagon told me that I could use a trick. If I am fast enough with the boots, I should be able to equip them again before the enemy is over the trap. But I'm not sure it can work because once the enemy has gone over the trap, I should no more able. I should be no more able to equip the boots. So I don't think it will really work. If I equip them before, no need for that because I'm already stealthed. So I think the only thing here is place the trap a little more distance from the enemy so we have a little more time to run away. Or use something like the sparks to lure the enemies in a safer way. So let's see. But stealth is still something.
Oh, very nice.
Right. Well. Usually more or less half radius of the enemy is a sure way to have the enemy hit the trap, but it depends on the enemy. Sometimes they just go straight to the trap, sometimes they stop. I will use a little more distance at the first try to be sure I can go away with Villa.
Indeed.
Don't succumb!
Yes?
Hold together!
Certainly.
Proact 10!
Meetum Zasida ex Cochintin disease.
Craft Affila.
Meetum Zasida ex Cochintin disease.
Proact 10!
Oh. Indeed.
Craft Affila.
Yes?
Word and build and
Oh, I shall. It's beyond me. Yes? Meetum Zasida ex Cochintin disease.
hold together! Be on seek!
Oh, got to try something else. Meetum Zasida ex Cochintin disease. Oh. Oh. Meeting the Assila Well, that's not it. Yes? I fear not. Yes? Yes, certainly. Meeting the Assila Meeting the Assila Yes? Oh? Meeting the Assila Yes? Got to try something else. Meeting the Assila Yes? Indeed. To whispers and shadows, as you like.
Okay, maybe I'd better just remember to equip this weapon to try and kill some kid, but honestly, all in all, I don't think it's worth doing this battle. We get some loot, but we risk a lot. There are some useful things, but nothing necessary for this build. So, just something out of curiosity.
That will do nicely.
Also, let me check if we have been hit by something causing problems. Doesn't seem like so. Yeah.
As you like.
So we can get this thing. We are strong enough. We have this.
Oh, very nice.
Need to do it.
I shall make it so. What have we here? Silence as you like.
And as usual, we can explore. Just be sure to prolong this thing a lot.
That will do nicely. Oh, yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see.
Oh, very nice.
Okay. More than enough.
I shall. Trouble. I shall make it so.
So, if you are sure that you have the shadow effect,
Trouble.
you can just explore, decide what you want to do. Pay attention to traps. So, if we want to kill a few kids, we could try this battle. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have to kill 25. You try this. If we remember to equip the sword again, are you doing the ultimate? Don't do it if you don't have a lot of time to spare, because every battle takes some time, and honestly, if you don't really need that sword, it would be better to do something else.
The Rime Constructs have been disabled, sister.
Where are the frostbitten temple guards?
Fuck the temple guards. Let us to the breach.
As you like. Now here's something.
And same thing here, we can decide to kill some enemies. So we have 7 enemies in the other room. Let's see how many here.
I can't wait to make some new friends.
I shall make it so.
The dragon breached the chapel walls.
Greenhide is there! She turns her prayers to Rimebound!
With me, sister! We must to her defense!
And we have the story from the spirits, what happened here. Some attack.
As you like. What have we here? Trouble.
And this is a pretty dangerous room, usually, but
I shall make it so.
The boots are super
Thanks
stuff.
for letting me tag
You can loot
along.
things.
The Deadfire is awfully
And
big
there's
for this
something
little
hard to
Orlin.
notice, but if we manage, there's also be a cub, but hard to get it because there's Mama's no beer over the cub. Oh, we managed to get it. Oh, a nice pet. And also here, if we want to do the quest, we can get this ingredient
safe
for
with
the
you,
beer,
Captain. I
but
just
it's
know it is all.
toxic, so we are going to get some injury from that. Honestly, not worth, but if you want to do the quest, you can get it from there. Let's see, do we still have our shadow? Yes, we have. So if you want to do a big fight here with no bears and pretty tough with no bears, you can do it. But again,
I shall make it so.
in doing the ultimate, better to skip fights you don't need. And so basically this is the temple, and we will need one thing here, so we can just spare a little time trying to get that thing before entering. So basically we need this special object which is in possess of this ice imp, and we can buy it for a lot of money, or we can do the battle and try to get it, and obviously we will do the battle.
I'm learning a lot.
I shall make it so.
But first, we study the situation, get the loot. Go here to get some more loot.
As you like.
Can read the book. We have this. So if we want to resist to ice damage, could be good. And then we go back. So basically we talk with the imp here, and we can choose to pay for this object a lot of money. I think several thousand gold. I don't remember exactly, but honestly most people want to do the battle if they are ready for the ultimate. So unless you are really out of time, do the battle. It's not really super difficult. but you have to start it properly with this kind of build. So a nice thing is to place one trap more or less here, because when the imp will teleport here, probably you can manage to hit the imp or even some of these. Okay, we are still stealthed, should be safe. Okay. So trap, scrolls. Maybe you want this.
That will do nicely.
Stealth.
Sharp eyes and keen ears.
Save because I do silly mistakes. Oh, important thing. We want our Pacific ancient memory. We don't want to summon skeletons for now.
To whispers and shadows. I shall make it so.
Happens. Okay, here. Examine the imp. Examine the object. Pry the relic from its hands.
Wormling, go away! This place not your...
And now we should still be started. And we can go away. And now we can control the battle, hopefully. Oh, didn't trigger the trap, but we use another one now. So, okay. Maybe we could also use the summons. From a certain point of view, it could be useful to have them ready on the start. Let's see what happens now. So another trap. Basically a trap for this one. Something like this. Let's see, we should have time to go back. As usual, shift click. Better be ready to spawn the skeletons if this is coming too near. Okay, we should be able to control the battle now. And now time for skeletons.
It's beyond me. Very well. Yes? Oh, certainly. Well, that's not it.
Be on seek. Word a build in Sawul.
Oh. Meeting Larsida ex Kochhintin
Be on seek.
Got to try something else.
Be on seek.
Meeting Larsida ex Kochhintin
Be on seek. Be on seek.
Well, that's not it. Meeting Larsida ex Kochhintin
Be on seek.
Got to try something else.
Be on seek. Be on seek.
Oh. Meeting Larsida ex Kochhintin Meeting Larsida ex Kochhintin I shall. Perfect, fear not.
So this battle, if you start it properly, is not a hard one.
As you like.
And we need this thing to be able to open the portal to the Rimebound realm. And we go to stealth again.
Oh, very nice.
Prolong a little just to explore the place. There's some loot we can get here. If you want, you can do some battles. Or you can go directly to the realm and do the needed quest for the ultimate. You don't really need to do anything else, but as we are here, we explore the place a little. And should be enough to explore safely.
What have we here?
Trap.
I shall make it
Oh,
so.
you can disarm trap without going out of the shadow form, so you can loot things and disarm.
Trouble.
But you cannot do something aggressive.
Trouble.
So we have lots of kids. In theory, 1, 2, not many.
Now here's something. As you like.
Okay, so this place basically, if you loot this thing, a lot of dungeons, spirits are spawning.
What have we here?
And this will open the door which was previously closed, so maybe not a good idea to open that now. And we can open this thing using the special weapon we found on the rocks, the Glacier Bane, and so. And then we can use a pry bar to be sure to open things without doing damage.
As you like.
And we got a lot of nice gems and also this useful figurine. Oh no, not a figurine, it's a pet. Freeze armor rating. And accuracy with frost attacks could be good for a chanter, but we have a better one for our sons. Anyway, this will open the door so we can go away, but honestly we want to loot that thing. And we should be able to do it from the shadow form in theory. Check, I don't remember. I will save.
I shall make it so.
Because we are still invisible.
Trouble.
So now if you want you can fight these kind of enemies, but no reason for it. We are still invisible. We open here.
As you like.
And run away. And we got our shield anyway, if you want to use it. It's a nice shield, soul bound. You can bend it, but my build doesn't use this kind of shields a lot. And then we can fight these enemies if you want mostly to upgrade this sword, but honestly. Probably a trap and you start the fight from here or from here. I think from here is easier because basically when you have a wall, so the enemy cannot see you, but the distance from the enemy is not very much. You can use that at your advantage. Like for instance in the room where you have to fight the Naga in front of the room of the water dragon in Nekataka under the guild of the water shepherds. It's a similar situation. If you manage Vila to run out of stealth here, she is safe because the enemy cannot see her directly. But she will go out of stealth because she is near the enemy. And this way you can have her a little more distant from the center of the battle that will probably be more or less here. So if we decide to do this battle, probably I will try starting from here, placing a trap here and going back here. We could do more or less the same thing with a trap here, but Vila will be a little more at risk because she will try to follow the battle and go this way. So, well, let's try it just to see if things go as expected. Again, don't do that in the real ultimate. We are investing a lot of time for this silly battle just to have an idea how to do them. So I think I will just try this. A trap, more or less here. Not sure about the skeletons. Okay, let's start with our skeletons. Stealth.
Sharp eyes and keen ears.
And we place the trap. Take a look at the situation first. Usually humans, they go to the trap, or but let's see what happens. Like this, run away, click away immediately. Battle starts. Can we do it? Yeah, we can. For a while at least. But as you can see, humans are smart. They follow. Let's see if he's following. Then we must charm him immediately. Well, like this. Okay. Summons. Vila is now terrified. So, having good accuracy with your cipher spell targeting enemy will is really important, because you must be able to hit with your spells in this kind of situations and charm the enemy.
Oh, yes, indeed. Oh. Yes.
The enemy is charmed, so we can use disintegration of the enemy and we are safe.
Yes.
Yes. We can use some pain link on the summons, so the mages are getting some damage.
Yes. Well, that's not it.
Ooh, did something silly. The mages are reflecting.
Certainly.
You always have to pay attention. This kind of things does a wall, but doesn't work.
Yes.
Don't succumb!
Yes. Metum Vasida Kokintin. Yes? It's beyond me.
Proactin. Word and build in Soul.
Metum Vasida Kokintin. Yes? Metum Vasida Kokintin. I shall. Spot on. Oh,
Love.
yes.
I hope I am not being
Yes.
hit
I shall make it so.
by that spell. Ah.
Oh,
Okay, so this was mostly to show the tactic about having Villa Terrify in a safe place, but it's been a little risky because if you don't manage to charm the first
certainly.
enemy, probably
Oh.
not what. But anyway, we have some fun with this kind of fights. Now time.
That will do nicely.
To go where we have really to go. Inside the temple. Now we have the proper object to open the portal. Well, if you don't have it, Ringa will tell you so, and oh, not the proper place.
As you like.
I have to go down again. No, I will go this way. I don't remember exactly the shortest path, but let's see, this way.
Oh, very nice.
Okay, so now we can enter the temple and we have already the needed object. Again, you can enter before you are informed by Rimgar about the needed object. But this way, we got it already. And there's a surprise here. A terrifying one. Your big enemy just survived his death and while trying to kill you has been absorbed in Ringa Ram. And you can loot some of these congealed people here. Not congealed, they are maybe without soul. But important thing is interact with this statue. Not a statue, it's like a frozen corpse. And we can examine the hand. We have high perception. The armor. We are not good with that. Spirits, just okay. But basically, one safe thing you can do is remove the helmet. The helmet is pretty super good because for our build, this helmet is giving a lot of more accuracy for anything, which is sort of doing what most of our spells are doing, controlling, and so pretty good for our build. And the armor is also good. Not easy to get. So first thing, I do this one using a hammer and chisel. And then don't try this. Use a pry bar. Don't unfasten the straps. This will take a lot of time. We don't want to spend our hours doing this kind of scripting encounters if possible. So use a pry bar. And we get both things. So the armor is good but not super useful for our build. While the helmet is pretty great. Okay, this is good, graces to misses, but nothing really special for the build. This is 10 points accuracy for anything trying to give the enemy a body affliction or a mind affliction. That means 90% of the attacks we are using. So, well, not 90 maybe, but 80%. So, very much useful as long as we use something able to land some potential control effect. So, pretty good. So let's save. And then we can try to open the portal.
You stand before the shining portal that devoured the dragon. As you, when the
herald of you are but passing, knowing that what her soul this relic lies in the beyond. That is the name the dragon chose for herself.
What
it
relic?
Is one of the many. The relic she is mistaken.
You can talk.
True death, yes.
Talk
Every
about the
time
iceberg.
she escapes from the beyond into the here, she tears the hole a little wider. And so they have done as Kith always. The Veetmouth is the gaping maw of entropy. The Veetmouth That is unfortunate for you.
Let's make a deal.
That you trust still in me, or any god to deal honestly with you. There is something you may do for me, like destroy her.
So we must destroy the dragon, which is a hare, by the way. I was remembering correctly. What's in it for me?
Reprieve from destroy her.
Fine.
Good. I would but approach the white. I will shoot. Want you
when his.
And we have already the Eye of Ringa, so we can open this.
The blinding light of the breach pulses in time.
And this is a pretty big area with a lot of things you could do, quests and exploration and things like this, but we are here to try to emulate an ultimate run as possible, so we want to do things fast. And we want to do things we need to do, and we have already a lot of things to do here. We have to kill a couple of super bosses, so we try to do it fast. So these battles, in theory, we could find some allies. If we help them, they would help us during the battle with the dragon. But we want to do ultimate style, we want to do it fast, we want to do it alone because it will take less time. So basically, we want to do the battle as soon as possible. So we want to go there. To go there, we have the boots. Let's put a little more time here.
Oh, very nice.
And okay, we are invisible. We can explore a little. Enemy. So we could just use stealth and go here, but honestly having a couple of red enemies around like this makes me nervous. So
silence surrounds me.
If you are not really deciding that you cannot spare the time for this, I will try to kill them. So as usual, go away, go out of stealth, be sure to use ancient memories so
whispers and shadows.
Your skeletons are not spawned and you don't risk being detected by the enemy, and prepare your trap. We have one already. These kind of enemies usually are even easier because they are sort of patrolling and they move more or less to the same places. So we can manage to place the trap and just wait for the enemy to go there. In theory, it should work when we are far away enough.
Indeed.
Wrong position of the trap. could just run the battle, but I want to do it properly. Okay. And now we can control the battle as usual. We start from stealth, skeletons. Sorry, with the weapons. And when the weapons are engaged, we can keep on from stealth or go out of stealth and try spamming the skeletons. Depends on what you want to do. And this is the kind of enemy we fought the first time we entered Rimebound Realm. A spirit, I think. Oh, this is annoying. And while our weapons are fighting, we are replenishing our cipher powers automatically.
Oh.
We are at top power now. Well, it could be what? Coming out of stuff.
I shall.
Not hit.
Yes.
Disintegrated already.
Yes. Indeed. Perfect. Certainly. I shall make it so. Now here's something. You followed me into the abyss. I know. Leave while the option remains. A simple understand. No,
I should not going to explain more, but we can follow the quest and look for the fragments.
Are we gonna fight someone? I want to throw the first punch.
You can, in theory, loot things around.
That will do nicely.
We can loot from a very far distance in this run.
I shall make it so.
And so you can explore, but we don't want to do that. We want to do things fast.
You trespass. Yes, you and all, or perhaps you retain yourself. Your presence to succeed where I have failed. Before it came, it fell up. I was Rimebound given its design. Even if it still was but a shadow forged, then you must refuse this place. I imagine, though, and it's do not fear to fall.
Okay, so we can look for allies. It will take time. We don't want to do that. For instance, one thing you can do is loot this thing, even from this distance. And basically you want to do the battle immediately without allies, just to avoid using a lot of time for it.
Was there something else you wish to
ask for information, blah 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 blah, but
is young yet, and as hot as a festival flame. Yes, more the stuff. It is the eldest of the. Yes, more the stuff. It is the eldest. Yes, more the stuff. It is the eldest of the. Yes, more the stuff. It is the eldest of the Russian war that way. The worthies. Yes, more the stuff. It is the eldest of the.
Battle? Farewell. Okay, we click here and see what happens.
You intend to go then?
I'm ready.
Once you descend,
jump.
May the gods favor you.
May the gods help us against what will come. And this is usually a tough battle with Villa because if the dragon is targeting her, it's not easy to keep her safe, but hopefully with the boots and with our powers we should be able to find a way. So first let's see, do we have all our precious thing still? Okay, we have courageous, brilliant, intuitive, swift, robust, energized. Energized is pretty important because we can interrupt, I think, the dragon. So, okay. What we want to do is start a conversation and in theory be able to run away, place a trap, and I think start a battle immediately or some stuff. I don't remember exactly, but with the boots, we should, in short, with the boots, you should be able to start the conversation and then move away without being immediately attacked with Villa there. I think that's the gist of it. While without the boots, it's really hard to do it with this build. You have without the boots, the best way I found it was using the bell to spawn the blight, then start a battle with all the summons around. So Villa is not teleported there, but my summons are, something like that. But with the boots, I think it's much easier. Not sure if you can do something like that with pure stealth without the boots, but I don't think so. Anyway, let's see how much time we have with the boots. We don't need a lot of time, but we need to be sure about it. So like this.
Very nice.
So this is good. This should be good because I think we are fighting with a vessel. So can prolong. But all in all, we want to keep this one. Some more. Right. Okay, let's see what happens. I will hide the skeletons as usual. So in theory, we could manage to go away after the conversation.
You can with it matters not.
So the dragon is getting and hiding that precious thing, but we are still stunted and we can run away with Villa. That's perfect. And then we can start the fight, controlling it as usual. That's entirely a different grade or difficulty compared to doing that without the boots. So
silence surrounds me.
We are still stealthed for a while. I think what we want to do is we don't want the dragon to come here. So let's try something like this. Click, shift click away. I'm sure we have enough time for this. Let's try. A smart one. No, 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 not a good tactic. No. Okay, doesn't work. We need some direct attack or sparkle. Maybe sparkle so Vila can stay a little. Or we can try and
Indeed.
okay, well, at this point, with this kind of starting without the traditional way of finding a way with Vila, I will enable the skeletons.
Sharp eyes and keen ears.
This one. And then we use a spark cracker. Let's see first what happens here. Maybe the trap here will work.
Word a build and sour.
But the skeleton has to no, because the dragon has a radius of the perception is too high, so he's able to see us when the trap is triggering, so doesn't work. You need a super high stat for that. I don't think we can enable the boots again. So I will just try and use a direct attack or something like that. Sparkles, maybe. As usual, the one thing you want to do is keep Vila a little far from the battle. That's it. Come here, Vila. Good girl. Okay, this is good tactic, because this way we start from safe position, we can spam our summons in a safer way. Obviously, it would be good also to use the Blight, but it takes much more time.
Whoa. Oh, I shall. Meet da sida ex kochhintin disease. Meet da sida ex kochhintin disease. Yes. Meet da sida. Oh, yes. Oh, certainly. Meet da sida ex kochhintin disease. Got to try something else. Oh, indeed. I fear not. Yes? Well, that's not it. Spot on.
Basically, we can interrupt
Got to try something else.
and keep it almost unable to attack.
Yes? Well, that's not it. Perfect.
And that's it. So again, Villa is the one problem. And this is another thing that can give you another injury, so better to use magic. Okay, so one is dead finally after 2 battles with the dragon, and now we have to kill the other one, which is basically the avatar of Ringard.
As you like.
But first remember to get the loot here, and then we must prepare for the next battle, which is something that we will do next time, because it's late for me, but as usual, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you next time. Bye bye.